Welcome into the women's final. It's the Tier 1 women's final here at the National Hockey Championships in Dunedin, sponsored in 2022 by Ford, and it is North Harbour taking on Canterbury. North Harbour, the defending champions, they've won the last two occasions in which these championships were contested. Canterbury won back in 2016. The Canterbury team this afternoon led by Leah Butt, and for North Harbour, it is Catherine Moffat joining me in commentary this afternoon for this finals match. Is a member of the New Zealand hockey team. Liv, great to have you with us this afternoon. What are you expecting in the match?
Yeah, obviously these two teams have been playing really good hockey in the last week, so to have them out here today, it's going to be a really close match. They did play yesterday, and I think it was 2-1 to Canterbury, so it was a really close game. So today is going to be a really nice game of hockey to watch.
That's the thoughts of Liv Shannon, the New Zealand Black Stick, 49 caps under her belt. North Harbour have come into this with just one loss. They lost to Canterbury by 2-1. Canterbury have come in with a loss to Auckland, 3-1. North Harbour have scored 15 goals in the tournament. Canterbury have scored 12. And some very well performed players. A few members of this North Harbour side looking for the three-peat for the K Cup, a very famous trophy in women's hockey history, sitting alongside us here. What a wonderful trophy it is, Liv.
Yeah, it is a beautiful trophy. I've never had it before, so it's really cool to see these teams out here battling for it today. Yeah, and there we go, PC first up, so good opportunity for North Harbour.
If you look at this North Harbour side, they've got four of their players that have been here previously looking to try and make it a three-peat. Courtney Winterbottom, Kate Ivory, Claudia Hannum, and also the captain, Catherine Moffat. So we saw in the Tier 2 final, Southland getting away to a early start. What can North Harbour do on this occasion? Well, stop by Canterbury, whistle goes. You sense the urgency out there at the moment, don't you? You just get a sense that both these teams are very fired up for it.
Yeah, there's great quality in each team. There's obviously that experience in both teams, and then you've got the youth coming through as well, which really amps that intensity up. So the game's going to be really quick at the start, and let's hope they can hold it out. Obviously, playing a week of hockey, that pace can go up and down, but playing for a final, that intensity can actually stay there for the full 60. So yeah, these two teams have got some really, really quality players, and I've been very fortunate to play with a lot of them out there and even against them. So yeah, it's going to be a really, really good game of hockey.
How tired are the players? You've played all week yourself. These now the sixth game for both of these teams. How tired are you feeling?
Yeah, obviously I come from a bit of a smaller region than these two teams, so there's a bit more depth in the bigger regions, obviously. So yeah, they've obviously got the subs to rotate, and that intensity stays right through with these bigger regions, obviously. But I think we dropped to 14 players over the course of the tournament. But yeah, the pace should be pretty quick this whole game with the rolling subs coming on.
All right, another chance for North Harbour once more from another penalty corner. This has been an impressive start from the defending champions.
Yeah, Harbour's obviously really come out to play today. Canterbury just needs to absorb that pressure, and then from there Canterbury can probably outlet and do a bit better. But yeah, Harbour's really stepped up and put the pressure on Canterbury.
Good defence from Canterbury. First quarter, 2 minutes gone. And Canterbury have had to soak up a lot of the early pressure. You look at the goal scorers so far this week, Botherway and Hildersley both getting 3 for North Harbour, McIntyre and Willocks for Canterbury. Imagine we'll see all of those in action, putting some pressure on the opposition goal at some stage.
Yeah, definitely all 3 very young players, obviously, all 4 of them actually, all very young players. So the future's actually very exciting for New Zealand hockey, having all of those 4 girls stepping up to the plate and actually executing their shots on goal. And yeah, it's really exciting to see them actually putting out what they practice and stuff as well. So yeah.
Chance for Canterbury to put some pressure on. So North Harbour continue the pressure through Claudia Hannum. Good defence there from Millie Calder for Canterbury. You just get a sense, Liv, that there's a high intensity out there at the moment, but the accuracy is just not quite there.
Yeah, obviously these 2 teams play really well as teams. They pass the ball really well, they connect really well, but obviously that connection's just not quite coming off. It might be the nerves just to start off in a final, but that'll clear up in minutes and we'll see some really quality hockey like we've just seen now. There's a lot of good connections coming through, and yeah, it'll end up getting really well soon.
Well, the last match for both these teams are against each other, and Canterbury won on that occasion by 2-1. What sort of difference or psychological advantage will that have for the Canterbury team?
Yeah, I think a final's a final at the end of the day and anything can happen. You've obviously got the adrenaline of being in a final, and that's something that can change massively as well, and it's what team wants it the most at the end of the day. So whoever steps up to the plate. Yesterday probably wasn't a game, well, it was a game that Canterbury had to win, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, North Harbour obviously being in a final, it's a whole different story, and Canterbury's the same as well. They can really step up and put out a really good performance again, and they could come away with the win.
No extra time if the score is locked up after the 4 quarters either, as North Harbour continuing to apply the pressure. Desperation defence from the Canterbury team. Yeah, it could be a cruel way to finish penalty shootouts, as you'll know from Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, still haven't really spoken about that, but yeah, shootouts, they're obviously tough. A lot of pressure on the team as well as yourself and people that take them, and I've got a lot of respect for the people that step up and obviously take shootouts and stuff. It's not an easy position to be in, so to be able to step up and take a shootout's a massive thing, but yeah, hopefully we see some goals in this game.
This is a nicely worked move from Canterbury with Tessa Reid down that right wing. Charlotte Lee for Canterbury, number 13. Right, chance for Canterbury now. Just on the edge of the circle. New Zealand's 2 leading women umpires in action as well, Amber Church and Kelly Hudson, both very experienced. Had Amber sitting in the same seat you were earlier today, Liv.
Yeah, it's obviously really cool to see New Zealand also pumping out some really amazing umpires as well, and having these tournaments they can obviously get out there and practice what they need to as well, which is really cool, and we're very lucky to have 2 incredible umpires like these 2 out here today.
So North Harbour just wide with the shot. You get a sense that probably North Harbour's had the better of the opening 7 minutes in this match. Probably just created a few more opportunities as the ball comes through from Sophie Nation. North Harbour look very sound in their defensive screens, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They're connecting really well. They're looking really strong in there. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how they hold that out. But at the moment, they're looking really, really strong, and Canterbury's actually struggling a bit to press them. But as I say that, commentators curse. Yeah.
Right, what can Canterbury conjure up here? Good defence in there from Georgia Clement for a minute, but Canterbury get the penalty corner. Now they go into the huddle. It's a team tactics. What do you say in those huddles?
Yeah, I think you just see what variation you're going to have and see what happens, and even take a breath just to. Canterbury's obviously been under the pump a bit, so just to have a bit of a breath and make sure they convert this, and this could be a massive momentum shift in the game if they get this.
Early opportunity for Canterbury in the first quarter. So Georgie Mackay-Stewart not able to find the back of the goal, so North Harbour will restart. Oh, lovely touch for North Harbour by Tyler Goodsall-Matthews, and goal! North Harbour get the goal! North Harbour take the lead, and Courtney Winterbottom, or Georgia Clement is the goal scorer for the North Harbour side, and with just 9 minutes gone in the first half, it is North Harbour 1, Canterbury 0. What a confidence boosting start.
Yeah, that was great play from North Harbour. They really stretched the field there, and they'll be able to attack that left-hand side. So Emily Logan actually had great positioning sitting on that baseline. There's a PC to Canterbury, but yeah, Emily Logan sitting on that baseline created a lot of space for North Harbour to stretch the field and obviously play nice connective hockey down that left-hand side.
Well, you got the sense that North Harbour had more of the dominance in the opening 9 minutes. But as we know, goals can come at any stage. And can Canterbury hit back almost immediately? 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Crowd goes quiet, and there's a big crowd around the Logan Park complex here at the Alexandra McMillan turf. Penalty corner for Canterbury. Shot on goal. It's in! Canterbury have levelled things up in the space of a minute. Millie Calder, number 10. So Canterbury, they strike back, and strike back quickly. Casey Crowley controlling it for North Harbour, 19. North Harbour once again, it's end-to-end stuff. Penalty corner. Wow. Both teams are showing heaps of urgency at the moment. 1-1. Less than 10 minutes gone in the opening quarter.
Yeah, obviously that first minute after a goal is scored is really important, and not to put your foot off the throat. So Canterbury did really well to actually get a penalty corner and execute that after just being scored against. So that was a really good effort from Canterbury to shift the momentum and step up and actually score a goal and put one in the back of the net.
What can North Harbour do now? Another penalty corner. The pressure continues from North Harbour.
it's great defence from Canterbury. They're running a really strong PCD. See Arabella Shield out there getting her hand low and making sure that ball doesn't come through. So it's really solid running from Canterbury at the moment.
So the pressure continues. Desperate defence from Canterbury. And Canterbury survive. 3 penalty corners in succession. Four minutes remaining in the first quarter. All locked up in the women's final, contesting the K-Cup. North Harbour, the defending champions, looking to make it 3 in a row. And North Harbour will retain possession. They move it quickly. Oh, nice intercept for Canterbury by Brianna Catley. And good work down this left wing touch by Charlotte Lee as well. But turned over. And North Harbour strike back through Sophie Hildersley. Canterbury trying to work it out from deep inside their own territory. 1-1. Early goal to Georgia Clement for North Harbour. The reply from Millie Calder. Scrambling defence and the goal from North Harbour from Sally Rutherford. Not sure what it is about goalkeepers. Do they get better with age?
Oh yeah, Sally's been around a while, but yeah, she's still amazing, and it's like everyone as well. Even I had the great opportunity to play with Em, obviously, during the week, Emily Gaddam. So yeah, they're all amazing still. They all burn round you. They all make you look bad, and they yeah. And I played against Sally the other week as well, the other day as well. So yeah, they've all still got it. Even when they do retire, they look great, and it's really cool to have their experience, their knowledge in the team as well. So North Harbour will be really lucky to have her at the back, controlling the back and controlling the defence back there as well. So yeah, it'll be really cool.
I guess to some degree it's around learning tricks and tactics through experience that you can use to your advantage in goal, as opposed to sort of maybe more of the physical movement that you got to use on the field of play.
Yeah, I feel like with more experience, obviously you know the lines to run, you know the calls to make, and with that as well, I know over even the 4 years that I've been playing, you learn little things and stuff to do. So yeah, obviously with age the experience does come, and it is massive. You may be young, you may be experienced, but yeah, it's really cool to obviously have, there we go, another PC to North Harbour. They're really putting it down here in the corner.
Yeah, good work there from Courtney Winterbottom. really keeping some pressure on that Canterbury defence. Been around for a while. She was a member of that team that won back in 2019, 2018. I think Midlands won it in 2017 and Canterbury back in 2016. And the trophy that sits alongside us goes way back, way back, and it's dominated by the names of East and Southland in those early years. It's shot on goal just wide from North Harbour. But you're just looking through, it's a huge trophy. Use rugby terms, it's a bit like the Bledisloe Cup.
Yeah, it's like the Bledisloe Cup. Lucky to have that back at home. With the All Blacks obviously winning that the other day too. So
I talked to Amber Church earlier today that said don't make any contentious calls in the last few seconds of the final. As Canterbury come back onto attack once more. Leah Butt down that left side, the captain. Another highly experienced player. So that Canterbury team, they've boosted with the presence again of Anna Willocks, who had that scholarship in the United States at St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia. So she's back there, and that's the end of the first quarter. It's all locked up. Canterbury won. North Harbour won the Women's Tier 1 final at the Ford New Zealand Hockey Championships. And it's been an even first quarter, although I think, Liv, you'd just about say that North Harbour had slightly the better of the play.
yeah, they did. They obviously put Canterbury in a lot of pressured situations, obviously having those 3 penalty corners in a row. But Canterbury's actually soaking up the pressure really well and being able to stay in the game. Obviously with hockey, anything can change. It takes less than a minute to score goals. So yeah, it's looking really exciting. The hockey's looking really exciting. So it'll be an interesting next 3 quarters.
Yeah, and can change so quickly as well. No cards issued so far. We saw a couple of green cards awarded in that Southland match against North Harbour for the Tier 2 women's final, which was won by Southland by 2-1 earlier today. Later today, 3:15 is the start of the match between Otago and Wellington in the men's final, and then later on this afternoon it is Canterbury Beavers taking on the North Harbour team in the men's Tier 2 final. That gets underway at 5:15. What time did your game start this morning, Liv?
Yeah, we were at the 8:30 game, so we were the really early game. But yeah, obviously it's really nice to be back playing hockey and we played off a 7th and 8th. So yeah, it's really cool though. Obviously those smaller regions don't have the players like the bigger regions do. Obviously NHL was split into NHC now, when we used to have the likes of Central, Canterbury, North Harbour, Auckland, Southland, Midlands as well. So all had those big regions, and they've obviously all been split off now. So you can see those bigger regions coming through, but it's a really good system now. Obviously the littler regions are going to get stronger now, having to step up and play the big regions. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting for the future as well.
How do you prepare for an 8:30 start in terms of when does the alarm clock go off?
Yeah, my alarm clock went off at 6 a.m. Obviously a bit used to those early morning games. We had a couple of early morning games when we were overseas, so it isn't such a big shock to the system. But yeah, obviously the early morning games, you've still got to kind of put yourself up like you do for a 12 o'clock or even a 5 o'clock match. So try eating at least 3 hours before. If your sleep's more important, your sleep's more important. But yeah, we were up about 6 this morning trying to fuel up and get ready for the game.
North Harbour racing up through Courtney Winterbottom, number 6, but Canterbury clear it away, but only up towards the halfway line, and North Harbour retain possession, or regain possession. Saffron Cribb down that left wing touch, and Canterbury clear it away, but North Harbour will race after it through Winterbottom. So again, almost a carbon copy to the start of the second quarter that we saw at the start of the first. North Harbour applying the early pressure. Sophie Nation just trying to control things as the Canterbury defence comes across, and here's Nation once more. Here's a chance for Winterbottom. Scrambling Canterbury defence though, Liv, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a great chase back by Arabella Shield. I was very lucky to play with her at school, so have obviously been with her for a long, long time. But yeah, that is scrambling defence from Canterbury. North Harbour's pressing really, really well, and you can see that with the turnovers at the back, and then they're just able to counter right through the middle of the pitch, being able to intercept a lot of ball.
North Harbour team has being coached by Elliot Bartholomew and Holly Pearson, the assistant coach. Holly tells me she was there back in 18 and 19, looking to be part of this three-peat opportunity, but I'll tell you what, Canterbury will not make it easy for them.
No, Holly's actually a Central girl at heart. She played with us for Central and then went to North Harbour, and yeah, obviously she was there for I think that in Wellington she won for North Harbour, so yeah, she would have loved to been out here, and unfortunately had an ACL injury when we played Australia in Trans-Tasman, so wasn't able to come to the World Cup and Commonwealth Games, which was a big loss for us. She's an incredible player, and now she's coaching, so she'll be an interesting coach. She'll be pretty strict on the girls, I could imagine.
So we're into the second quarter. Tier 1 women's final. Canterbury, who have had to do a lot of defending so far in this match. They'll be pleased when they look at the scoreboard and see that it's all locked up at 1-1 and have a chance to put some more pressure on the North Harbour defence. Millie called it, the goal scorer. Looking for a penalty corner and have been awarded one. Just starting to get a little bit chilly in Dunedin at the moment as the cloud cover comes in. How many times have you been to Dunedin before, Liv?
We actually had our under-18 tournament here in 2018, I think it was. So that was the last time I was here in Dunedin.
Here's the penalty corner for Canterbury. Oh, good defence from North Harbour. Shot was on target, but the North Harbour defensive screen very safe on that occasion.
Yeah, both PCDs in each team have been really solid, and obviously PCD and PCA win games, so it's really important to win those moments in the game.
Oh, Leah Butt just trying to keep play in, the Canterbury captain. Restarted from Casey Crowley. Tyler Goodsall Matthews. Again, pressure coming from Emily Viam. Oh, trying to trap it was Sophie Nation, and has done well. Back to Butt. Oh. Just for a moment there, it was Tessa Reid losing her footing, but Canterbury retained possession, but only momentarily. Well, certainly been a great old seesaw battle.
Yeah, it has been. North Harbour's obviously been pressing really well. They're pushing up on all the Canterbury defenders and pressing every pass, which is a massive thing to be able to do, and making sure it's hard for those Canterbury defenders as soon as they receive the ball. There's obviously a player on them, so yeah, they're pressing really well, North Harbour, at the moment.
So that's Catherine Moffat at the back, number 11 for North Harbour. Into the circle, it's a scramble. Canterbury get out of jail once more. So Tyler Goodsall-Matthews. Oh, nice work down that left wing touch from North Harbour, Casey Crowley. You get a sense that both teams are very well organised in their defensive screens.
Yeah, they are both very well organised. They're obviously two very strong teams, and they've obviously played a lot together as well, which helps. They play club together, and they've probably actually played a couple of years together now, even just in rep teams and stuff as well. So yeah, they know what they're doing. They're actually both connecting really, really well, and they know where each other are. And they're really well spaced out as well, which is really good. Because if you're spaced out, it allows space, obviously, for your teammate to run in too, and it allows that connection to happen. Where if you're not quite spaced out, then that crams your space for your teammates. So that's something that's really important for both teams to continue to do.
Canterbury team coached by Andrew Hasty, with assistance from Chris Leslie and Kate Trolove. It's a big week. It's a tiring week. It's good to have hockey back on the national championship calendar after 2 years of disruptions. There's Sophie Nation down, trying to link up nicely now with Brianna Catley. It's a goal! Good work from Canterbury. They worked it well down the left wing touch. And Canterbury go into the lead for the first time in this match in the second quarter. Number seven, Jenna Ray McIntyre. So Canterbury hit the lead after we're saying that it was North Harbour that have applied more pressure on the opposition defence. But as we know, things can turn quickly. Here's Brianna Catley once more. They worked a great move down that left wing touch.
Yeah, obviously the numbers of North Harbour were on that left or the right hand side of Canterbury, so to be able to get the ball and swing it to the help side was really good, and then they had that space on the left hand side, and like I spoke about before, it's so much easier to connect when you've got that spacing down the left hand side, and for them to swing it to the left and have that space, and Bree sat in a really nice position there and sent a beautiful ball across. It's obviously not easy to hit a flat ball on the reverse, so Bree did really well there to hit one across, and Canterbury being Canterbury, they're great at it. They get in there, they get low, they dive. So.
Okay, minutes tick down in the second quarter, 6 minutes remaining. North Harbour took the early lead. Canterbury responded very quickly, went into that break 1-1. Canterbury have moved ahead. North Harbour looking to try and level things up, just not able to find some support players inside the circle, and Canterbury get an opportunity to clear. Hayley Cox feeds it back. Arabella Shield. Canterbury just trying to build nicely through Anna Willocks. How Canterbury would dearly love to score another one now. That would really put some pressure on the North Harbour team.
Yeah, that would put a lot of pressure on the North Harbour team. I think Canterbury's done really well to soak up the press from what North Harbour has been giving as well. So for Canterbury to come out and put one in the back of the net, now the momentum might change here, and Canterbury will have that confidence to now push forward and pass it, even riskier passes to get the ball going forward. They're looking really good up front, and they're connecting really well up front as well.
Canterbury 2, North Harbour 1. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. As Brianna Catley has a run for Canterbury but can't link up. Possession will go back to North Harbour. Well, North Harbour happy with that decision.
Yeah, that was a great ball in from, I think it was Casey Crowley, into the top of the circle. It's obviously a really direct ball, but it was a great lead from Sophie Hilda's leader to come out on top of the spot, and it was a beautiful roll. Unfortunate with the tackle there, I think, but it was a great play from North Harbour.
Well, they got that early field goal from Georgia Clement to lead early in this match. Clement is number 7. Shot on goal. Good defence from Canterbury. Back for another one. Look at the red shirts there, though, the bigger numbers. Canterbury just packing in the defensive players, the defensive numbers inside the circle. Good defence from Tonya Botherway. Georgia Mackay-Stewart in front of the goalmouth, across to Arabella Shield. And once more, Canterbury have turned it over. Under 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter. North Harbour trailing. Remember, they are the defending champions. Shannon Deacon. Pressure put on her, though, by Brianna Catley. Nice work once more. So Canterbury, with just over 2 minutes to go, will put some more pressure on VM. North Harbour have done really well. And the restart for Canterbury will come from Rosanna Bedford. Now the captain, Leah Butt. So what will Bedford do? She'll go high. Nicely controlled by Catley. And Canterbury maintain the pressure. Just over a minute remaining in the second quarter. And North Harbour will get the possession back. Well, often you see goals in those final seconds before periods end. What can North Harbour do here?
Yeah, obviously North Harbour, they can pump through the sides as well and hit that baseline and try to get through that way. But at the moment, Canterbury's actually shifted and they're pressing really well now, and they're putting their back three in under a lot of pressure. So, yeah, obviously in these minutes it's important for Canterbury to not get too over the top. It's important for them to keep their press aggressive, and for North Harbour to try find a way through that, if that's direct or if that's around.
Good contesting from Paige Blake, but she lost the battle as Canterbury sweep through into the last 30 seconds of this second quarter. And I think they'll be just One last chance for North Harbour before the half time comes up. Georgia Clement. Canterbury will count the clock down. 7 seconds remaining. And here will be the siren. There it is now. And that is half time in the women's Tier 1 final. It is Canterbury leading North Harbour by 2-1. Goals by Millie Calder and Jenna Ray McIntyre for Canterbury. For North Harbour, it is Georgia Clement. 1-1 after the first quarter, 2-1 to Canterbury after the second quarter. It is half time here at the Alexandra McMillan turf. The players will take a break. We'll take a break as well and come back with all the action here in the next 2 quarters for the K Cup at stake in the women's final of the Ford New Zealand Hockey Championships.
Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
You're ready to go.
Yeah, hot chats all ready to go now.
All right, what have you made of the opening 2 quarters?
Yeah, Canterbury obviously soaked up a lot of pressure in that first quarter especially, and they came out firing again, and they obviously soaked it up really well. Both PCA and PCD have been strong from both teams, especially their PCD. It's really important to win those moments, and both teams have won a lot of moments. Obviously Canterbury being able to put 2 in the back of the net.
Good crowd building up here in Dunedin as well for these finals this afternoon. Been good crowds all week really, hasn't there?
Yeah, there has been really good crowds. Obviously not having an NHL or a national hockey league for really long, 2 years now since of COVID, so being able to have hockey back again is really exciting to see.
So North Harbour being put under some early pressure in Canterbury. So it'll be Sophie Nation. Get things started now for another attack from Canterbury. How they'd dearly love to go up by 2 goals. We got the penalty corner.
Yeah, that was a great piece of skill from Sophie Nation there, just on the baseline, being able to drive through, a bit of 3D skill to get through, and obviously put the ball across into the spot with Bree Catley jumping through there. So, yeah, great penalty corner, worked penalty corner from Canterbury.
What would the chat have been at half time in the respective camps?
Yeah, I think for both teams it'll just be able to hold the ball and be able to swing it round and find the space on the help side, and to be able to connect a lot better than probably what they've been hoping and what they have been during the week.
Here's Canterbury. Scramble and goal. Nearly called it with the strike. Now it's North Harbour through Paige Blake. And Emily Logan down that left wing touch. See Leah Butt now really starting to inject herself into the match.
Yeah, she's had a really good week this week. She's really stepped up, obviously being their captain and probably been the most experienced in that Canterbury side. Canterbury is a young team, so Leah's probably been controlling the ship a bit back there and telling those girls what to do, which is really cool to see her being able to step up and tell the girls what to do and to run that ship as well at the back there. And you can see that in the way that their backs are playing. They're all really confident and they know what they're doing. They know what their role is, and that's probably Leah's and her experience.
So the North Harbour team, you almost suggest they'd need to score next. They wouldn't want Canterbury to go up by 2. And there's Sasha Masters. I think it was Tonya Bolaway. So here's Casey Crowley. So can North Harbour level things up? 4 minutes into the third quarter. Nicely intercepted by Canterbury. Flick over the top. Looking for Courtney. Not able to find it successfully. Good contest. Sophie Hildersley in that challenge. North Harbour keep it alive. Good work here coming through. Georgia Clement. Canterbury, the defence just looks so well organised.
Yeah, obviously Canterbury's a player down, I think, at the moment. I think Leah Butt just got a green card not long ago, so Canterbury's really holding it out there, and Harbour is finding some holes in that press with their player down. It's just they need to connect a little bit better and try get into that circle, but both teams are looking really good, and they're coming out really hard in that second half after this half-time break.
Just when you have your captain off the field for a couple of minutes, whether or not the opposition can take advantage, but time's just about elapsed now.
Yeah, I think with sports and stuff now that you have more than one leader, and I think that's something that's really changing and evolving in sport at the moment. It's not only hockey, but it is other team sports as well, is that you have more than one leader. So when stuff like that does happen, they can put forward, and they can actually step up to the plate as well.
Remaining in the third quarter. Canterbury retaining their half-time lead. You just get a sense that the intensity's dropped a little bit from that opening stanza in that opening quarter when both teams came out really fired up. They're just sort of going through sort of the motions at the moment to some degree.
Yeah, obviously the intensity is always going to settle down a bit, I think, after a long week of tournament, but then again I could say that now, and then in 5 minutes we could be back to the same intensity that it was in the first half. Obviously the nerves have settled a bit now, so it'll be the connection in the hockey would be really effective now. So yeah, it'll just be really important that girls keep working hard, they keep tracking their player, and they just keep on top of it. Yeah, there's some really physical tackles and collisions out there now, so I think it'll just be important that they stay clean and they stay clinical, or the umpires are going to start picking that up now. So yeah, it is a great physical game of hockey at the moment.
Control things, just that steadying influence.
Yeah, I think it's just important for Harbour not to go too direct. They've got some incredible players up front and through their midfield, and as well as their back, their whole team has incredible skill. So I think it's important that they find the passes out wide and they attack the circle through the baseline and round that way. And there's plenty of time. Like, they don't need to rush what they're doing. They're all incredible players. They all know they have time. So it's just really important that they stick to that.
Real pressure. North Harbour exerting on that Canterbury defence. Unfortunate. Canterbury for a moment just looked like they were going to break away. But it was Emily Liam. 5 minutes remaining, third quarter. Half-time lead remains 2-1 to Canterbury. Been undone from really good defence though from Claudia Hannon. North Harbour. Played
Yeah, they've really stepped up the mark since that second goal, and I think that's where the physicality has come, and Harbour's starting to step up too. So both teams are stepping up to that physical battle, and at the moment it's just Canterbury that's getting the edge on them.
So from a captain point of view, here's Catherine Moffat at the moment, the captain of North Harbour, that sort of centre-back position. You can control things more looking at things in front of you in terms of decision making, or really once you get on the field to play the captain's role minimises to a fair degree?
Yeah, well, you've obviously got Kat there and you've got Sally in behind her too, so you've got probably two of the most experienced players sitting one in behind each other. So yeah, obviously those two can control the game massively at the back, and you can see that throughout the game as well. They are obviously controlling it well, and it's hard for Canterbury to get through, like we've seen and like we saw in that first quarter as well. So if Sally and Kat can just keep controlling at the back, then that'll help them push forward and go forward.
That's how the cover comes in. Temperature drops about another 12 degrees. It's hot out in the middle. There's North Harbour trying to level things up, but here's a chance now for Canterbury through the captain, Leah Buck. And they earn the penalty corner. Now, can they really put their thumbprint all over this match?
Yeah, there again we see Canterbury just stepping through that physicality and stepping through in their press and winning the ball to be able to drive forward. So Canterbury's really stepped up since they scored that second goal.
Can you get that sense of what I said before, that the longer this game goes on, the more presence Leah Buck seems to be making?
Yeah, definitely. She is definitely steering that ship, and like in that press she just stepped through and won that ball to create the penalty corner. So she's really making a difference in the back there.
Just wide, deflected wide. Trying to find. North Harbour, they survived that surge inside their own circle by Canterbury attack. Little Matthews, here's across. Try and strike. And swarming defence comes through. Get inside the circle. Danger time now for North Harbour. You just get a sense that Canterbury are almost trying to sneak that intercept inside that goal area as North Harbour swarm up that right flank once more. How are you reading it, Olivia Shannon, at the moment? What's your sense?
Yeah, obviously Canterbury's really stepped up at the moment, but like I said, and throughout the whole game, the whistle's not over. You know, the game's not over till the final whistle goes. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how Harbour steps up. Even in the fourth quarter, we got 30 seconds to go in this quarter, so if they can do something now, Harbour, to change that momentum going into the fourth quarter, that could really set them up well heading into that last 15 minutes.
Final 20 seconds of the third quarter. No score in this quarter at all. 2-1 was the half-time score, and North Harbour have withstood one more surge inside their own territory by the Canterbury. Canterbury defence, and just seconds remain, and that will be the end of the third quarter, with Canterbury retaining their lead by 2-1 against North Harbour in the Women's Tier 1 final. Players will take a short break for 2 minutes. The coaches will get into action. Andrew Hasty for Canterbury, Elliot Bartholomew for North Harbour, and the North Harbour team looking for their three-peat in this K-Cup Women's Tier 1 final. Well, they've got some work to do, Olivia.
Yeah, well, not necessarily too much work to do. I think they just need, they know that they've got the time, they know that they've got the space, and they know that they've got the players. So I think it's just really important they don't rush, and I think that's a big thing, especially leading into that fourth quarter, is they don't rush and they just control the play and control what's happening out there, and just take the time to shift and swing the ball around.
Ironically, the score of 2-1 is the same as what it was at the time that these two teams played earlier in the competition. In their last match, Canterbury won 2-1. In terms of the fact that you played with a lot of these players, grew up with some of them, where's your heart saying? What's your heart saying? Who do you want to win this game?
Oh, look, I'm sitting on the fence for this one. I won't say who I'm going for. I think being someone who's played with both teams, I guess, being someone who's played with both players in each team, and I think that's something. Yeah, it's pretty hard to choose a team, I guess.
Okay, that's saying.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the fence. I'll sit on the fence.
Okay, right, almost ready for the final 15 minutes. After 24 matches, 8 teams across 2 pools, North Harbour and Canterbury have laid down the challenge. Who is going to win a K-Cup for 2022? North Harbour won it in 2019. They won it in 2018. The last 2 times that this competition, or the trophy, was contested, the format's changed somewhat this year. And North Harbour desperate to get level on the scoreboard, because if Canterbury can score, I think that they will clinch the win. They can be the next team to score. It'll make it very, very challenging for North Harbour to come back. At what stage do you sacrifice some of your defensive players to head up into the attacking zone when you're 1 goal down?
Yeah, I think they'll start looking at taking their keeper off with probably about the last 5 minutes to go, depending what happens in the next 10. So it'll be interesting to see what North Harbour has and what tactics they have, even if they push a player up and through and not take their keeper off and just sacrifice their free man. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what tactics Harbour have in place to be able to try and get this win.
Corner, just a foot deflection, I think it was.
Yeah, that was a great ball from Lottie, obviously changing their tactics up a bit. They've obviously been passing around quite a lot, so yeah, just the crash ball into the circle to get that PC.
All right, penalty corner for Canterbury. Looking to go up by 2. Good stop. 12 and a half minutes to go before the 2022 champion is determined. Unless we go to a penalty shootout, there's no extra time in these finals. What a brutal way that is to finish.
Yeah, shootouts is no team wants to lose on shootouts. Obviously winning on shootouts isn't too bad, but losing on shootout, it's a tough way to lose. It really is, and I really feel for a team if they lose on shootouts. I've obviously been there a fair few times, but yeah, it'll be cool if we could get an outright win, because I will feel really bad for the shootout loser. But yeah, it'll be cool to see if even a shootout's always really entertaining for a crowd to watch as well. So we'll see how we go.
It's emotionally tough on the shooters as well. So here's Canterbury nicely dragged down. That was Sophie Nation that dragged that down nicely. Here's Canterbury looking to mount another attack. Good work from Maddie Wooden. Here's a chance for North Harbour. Winterbottom inside the circle. Oh, scrambling Canterbury defence. Well, they're creating the opportunities, just not able to finish.
Yeah, that was a great take from Casey. She tackled in the middle of the field and was able to see that long ball through. She's got such good vision, Casey, and have been fortunate to obviously play with her as well, and she's in the current women's Black Six squad. So yeah, she's an incredible player. She's got incredible vision, and she's able to thread that ball through to Courtney.
So again, the Canterbury defence so well organised. Blake across this time to Crowley. Pressure on goal. Canterbury just soak up more of the pressure. Time ticks down, less than 10 minutes to go. Viam inside the circle. Shot on goal. Well stopped. Hildersley. North Harbour taken away by Bart. Canterbury through Viam. Emily Viam, number 4. And Canterbury sweep down onto attack once more. Georgie Mackay-Stewart links up with Jenna-Ray McIntyre, one of the goal scorers for Canterbury. Shot on goal, but Rutherford up to it, and Canterbury will retain possession. Wow. You just get a sense that Canterbury wanting to put that killer blow in.
Yeah, I think Canterbury's been real clinical in the circle, and that obviously shows with the pressure they soaked up in that first half, and were able to put the ball in the back of the net and the chances they did have. And Harbour's probably just had the same amount of chances as what Canterbury had. They just haven't quite been able to connect in that final bit of play. So it'll be real interesting to see what happens in the next 8 minutes, I guess, and to see if Harbour can connect and not let the clock pressure them, and hopefully they can get an outcome in that circle.
What's coming up next for you as part of the Black Sticks squad?
Yeah, obviously we have, I think it's about 13 girls overseas at the moment, so they're all playing at club hockey in Europe, so there's only a couple of us at home at the moment, but Pro League starts in February next year, so hopefully get selected at the end of this year or after this tournament, obviously, and then from there we'll get back into training, I guess, in January. The boys been a bit different to us, having their World Cup starting earlier, so their training in Pro League starts earlier than what we do. So on a bit of a break at the moment, which has been quite nice since we had a massive few months in the middle of this year with World Cup and Commonwealth Games, so we're out of the country for about 2.5 months playing hockey, which was a massive year for the team.
You get a chance to enjoy student life now, do you?
Yeah, I've been in Dunedin. No, yeah, we'll see what happens. Just chilling for now and seeing. Yeah, nice to be with friends and family.
7 minutes remaining in normal time. Canterbury leading 2-1. Here's Hayley Cox for Canterbury, number 19, putting some pressure on. North Harbour trapped deep inside their own territory. Oh. So close.
So close. And like again, we see Canterbury diving for that goal. They obviously scored one before with Jenna Ray diving there. So their strikers are all very committed. They're all aggressive players and they all step up to the mark, and they've been playing really well all this week.
Yeah, Canterbury have only had that one loss in tournament play. Went down 3-1 to Auckland. They defeated Waikato 5-0. Manawatu 1-0. Wellington 3-2. North Harbour 2-1. Have scored 6 goals, scored 12, conceded 6. North Harbour have scored 15 coming into this match, conceding 5. But you go back to 0-0 come finals time, and it's been Canterbury who are all tied up with North Harbour after the first quarter, 1-1. Remember, the first goal was scored by North Harbour. Canterbury levelled things up, scored the second one. And it's been 2-1 since half-time. 5 minutes remaining. North Harbour, can they pull a goal back to level things up? Chance now for Brittany Wang for Canterbury. Desperate defence from Claudia Hannon. Right. Olivia said before, 5 minutes, the goalkeeper's going to come up. Less than 5 to go now. Is it desperation time for North Harbour? What can they do?
Yeah, it's obviously a tactic that a lot of teams use, and taking their keeper off is obviously one of them to put that extra field player on to be able to penetrate up in the circle. And Harbour has had a lot of chances this game, so hopefully with that extra player up front they can connect a little bit better and hopefully put the ball in the back of the net and get a draw or even a win if they can.
Sally Rutherford, the keeper, off. North Harbour have bolstered their attacking play. And what can they do? Chance for Canterbury now. Remember, no goalkeeper back in goal for North Harbour. 4.5 minutes remaining. Canterbury 2. North Harbour 1. Some pressure now. Tyler Goodsall Matthews sweeps it across. Plenty of instructions coming from the North Harbour bench. Here's the captain, Catherine Moffat. Into the goal area. Over the top it goes. Less than 4 to go. Huge crowd building up here. Men's final starting at 3:15 this afternoon. Otago against Wellington. Tier 1. The home team in the final. North Harbour in 3 of the 4 finals today. Unsuccessful in the first one. Southland winning the Tier 2 women by 2-1. Same scoreline here at the moment. Desperate times need desperate measures. Big strike from Catherine Moffat. 3 to go. 3 minutes remaining in normal time. Chance for VM down that left flank for Canterbury. North Harbour scrambling back. They'll be conscious of the time that's remaining. Canterbury trying to pin them down on the corner. Not let North Harbour out. But they've done very well indeed, have North Harbour. Strike up from Hildersley. Tumble with Mackay Stewart for Canterbury. Canterbury will retain possession. 2 minutes remain. So what can North Harbour do now? Canterbury will be just wanting to retain possession, keep their cool, keep their structure. North Harbour will have to try and throw everything they've got at this Canterbury defence. Canterbury scrambling back. A minute and a half now remaining. Huge number of Canterbury supporters in behind the Canterbury goal, cheering their team on. North Harbour inside the circle. Relief for Canterbury. A minute to go. Just counting down the clock now. Canterbury doing everything they can to retain the possession. Maddie Wooten, number 1. Over there as well as Emily VM. 40 seconds to go. And you're getting the sense it's a big hill now that North Harbour's got to climb.
Yeah, well, 30 seconds is still a long time, I guess. Anything can happen in that 30 seconds. So if North Harbour can get the ball up here, I guess they can just try.
Nice work from Hildersley. Trying to put pressure on. Canterbury will retain possession. Canterbury have got 14 seconds to go. They're just going to try and count the clock down. Retain possession, take it into the corner. North Harbour, we're going to have to do all the work to try and gather it back. Wait for it. There's the siren. There it is. It's all over. Canterbury, the K-Cup champions of Women's Tier 1 final of 2022. They had defeated North Harbour by 2-1 and let the celebrations begin for the Canterbury team, who are joyous, absolutely joyous in victory.
Yeah, Canterbury obviously deserved that win today. They were aggressive in that last quarter and they really soaked up the pressure in the first half. So for them to come out and put 2 in the back of the net and get the win is really cool for them.
Well, 2 goals for Canterbury. First scored by Millie Calder, the second by Jenna Ray McIntyre. For North Harbour, it was Georgia Clement who scored 1-1 at the end of the first quarter. 2-1 to Canterbury at half-time, and all second half action saw no goals. Plenty of effort, but no goals. And Canterbury, who last won this trophy, which is being carried out under the middle of the Alexandra McMillan turf, this beautiful K-Cup trophy that dates back many, many decades, sees Canterbury winning for the first time since 2016, and the North Harbour team, who were looking for their three-peat after winning in 2018 and 2019, will end up in 2022 as the runners-up. It is Canterbury who have defeated North Harbour in the women's final by 2-1.